Okay, looks like I'm back. Okay, cool. Guys, this is no joke what happened to me today. And that is this energy. Okay? We're having a new moon in Taurus. For a new moon in Taurus, you're at the right place because I am Taurus. My walk is Taurus. Everything that I am is Taurus. And many other things. But let's talk about Taurus. Taurus is a fixed earth sign. It's about being grounded. It's about being present. It's about the physical body. It is about the physical reality. It is about comfort. It is about pleasures. It is about safety. It is about protection, stability, agriculture, Mother Nature, Mother Earth. It is also finance and economy. It is about pleasures. Taurus is related to the senses. Taurus is related to the throat chakra. So the senses is the smell, enjoying the scent of this candle that is burning here now. The sight, the colors, the flickering, your names on the screen, the sound, my voice, the music in the background. It is about sexuality, because sexuality is like sexual pleasures. It's about connection, it's about intimacy, it's about where can I find my pleasures? What brings me pleasure? What gives me pleasure? How can I have more pleasure in my life? It's about the beauty. I want to find the beauty. I want to see more beauty. I want to appreciate beauty. I want to be surrounded by beauty. It's about quality. It's no longer quantity. I don't need a lot of electronic devices that I don't use. I don't need a lot of dresses that I don't even wear now that I'm home. I don't need a lot of stuff. I just need what I really need, what I really value. So Taurus is about values. What do we really value? Where do we place our value? And what is value? A value is something that we give our trust in that it has value. It is our trust in the value of that something that gives it value. Meaning the collective consciousness have decided that diamonds are very valuable. So they have a huge value. You need a lot of money to buy diamonds. But clear quartz, oh yeah, it's a very precious crystal, but you can have it like for $2, whatever. People's like, oh yeah, clear quartz. For me, clear quartz is the diamond. That is the true diamond, the master healer. Clearing, cleansing, aligning, bringing the light in. Super powerful crystal. But I give that quartz the value of a diamond, and on the other hand, I don't value diamond in that way. For me, diamond is something that is abused and really doesn't represent its true value. Even though it's a precious crystal, mineral, it's a carbon, it's actually a living form. And so diamond is very precious. It has amazing qualities of light body activation, the diamond. But humanity have abused its value because Naomi, my wife, used to work in the diamond industry, and she told me that the main, I forgot their name, but the main kind of center of diamonds, the Bear, I think, she said they have plenty of diamonds, but just what they do every year, they only release a certain amount. Because there's only a certain amount released, it has a huge value as if there is not much of that. Same to gold. Why does gold has value? Because we give it value. Because it's a precious metal that is very valuable. And everything that has value, the less of that something, the more value we will have. That's why Bitcoin has value, because there will only ever be 21 million Bitcoin, nada más, nothing else. So by 2143, the last Bitcoin will be mined because of its mathematical equation. That's why the halvening event that is coming up in, I think, 16, 17 days, something like that, it's very powerful event because it decreases it's it's increasing the deflation of Bitcoin, so there will be less Bitcoin available. That's why there's a big hype around it. We're not gonna go there now, but I'm just showing you all these things because what do people value right gone again? I just suddenly saw a message gone again. Are you with me? Are you with me? Okay, cool. Okay, awesome. Thank you guys. Valerie, hello, welcome everyone. Natalie, back to the portal. In these days, we are watching an unprecedented event in human history. This is not just another period of time. This is a period of time that will be remembered and thought of in the future history of humanity. What we are living through right now, it is so huge, it is so powerful, it is so transformational. It's such an evolutionary process of consciousness, humanity, this creation, that is beyond our understanding, it's beyond our perception. We are these tiny little specks that living through that tunnel of time and space. And so we need to remember that truth as spiritual warriors, as spiritual beings, that as human beings we may be subjected to all these events, to all this present time that we're living through. But that needs to be comforted by that spiritual knowing that no matter what will happen, we are spirits living in this time. It's exciting, it's fascinating, it's mind-blowing, it's wow. So this time humanity is reevaluating what's important, what's not important. One person hoard the toilet paper, the other person hoard the weeds, the other person hoard the vegetables, the other person hoard the cans of food, the other person don't care about business anymore, just doing gardening, the other person not care about gardening, they're just doing business. The other person decides that for him yoga is the most important thing, for other person is that. Everyone is now being in this junction of like, wait a second, what do I want to connect with? Hello Ava, shalom Ava. What do I want to connect with? What do I really value? What's important to me? You know, is it, do I need to buy now a new car? Do I need a new bike? Because now that I'm in quarantine, I have a place I can just ride the bicycle and get some exercise. But a car, what do I do with a car now? Not much. What do I value? Do I value saving money and put it in my money box and collect cash? Or do I save my money, collect cash and buy with that Bitcoin? Or do I buy with that silver? Or do I buy with that gold? Or do I use it in order to support people like Ami because it empowers me and it helps me, you know? So we are all in this place and it's like, how do I value my business? Do I need to hold on to it? What is the smart thing to do? How do I value this relationship? Do I value this person? Do I value the quality? Is there quality here? In this house? In this room? Is there quality? Is there value? Can I find the beauty in here? Am I getting pleasure from living the way I live my life? Am I getting pleasure by living like that? So this is what Taurus brings to us. You see, the journey begins in the astrological zodiac. It begins in Aries. But from Aries is like it's the ball is ringing. Exactly 4 weeks ago, new moon in Aries. This is the way 2020 is going to be like. Now, as the sound plays, this is 2020 unfolding. But it's unfolding, the sound is still playing from the dong that hit it at the new moon of Aries. And so if we look at the last 4 weeks, we go All right, buckle up your seatbelt, Dorothy. We're flying. It's like a portal. It's like this gave us the understanding of the time we live in and what do we need. So Aries is like, okay, I'm in this new situation. Where am I going? That was the month. A new moon is the end of a cycle. So today, the new moon, it's the end of what started 4 weeks ago. The full moon is kind of like you planted the seed, they put the intention, it comes the full moon, it releases whatever is there so we could actually manifest the process. Comes the new moon, that's the end of that process, we're beginning a new one. And so, starting from Aries, every time I'm trying a different chair, so many things. I'm trying to find my comfort as a Taurian. So, I zipped myself out. Give me a moment. So basically, the journey started with Aries. Wow, the world is screwed. The world is beep. What am I going to do? Aries, what about me? What am I getting? What am I not getting? What am I doing about it? How do I live my day? What kind of discipline do I create for myself? What do I want? Now comes Taurus. Tomorrow at 12:25 p.m. comes Taurus, the season of Taurus, and we take that intention of self that we've created over the last few weeks, 4 weeks, and now in Taurus we are starting to bring it down into the physical reality. Their walk. What is the Taurus? It's the bull that carries the agricultural tools and is doing the field, is cultivating the field day after day, step by step, slow and steady wins the race. That's Taurus. Dedication, devotion, hard work, slow and steady, keep on going. Nothing will break you, nothing will smash you. Manifest your reality because it's your intention. Now, because it's your life, you need now to find the beauty in your situation. If you are in a dodgy one-bedroom apartment, if you are in a mansion, if you are in a house share with another few people, if whatever your situation is, you can look up and say, wow, they've got it so much better than me. And you can look down and you say, wow, they got it so much worse than me. Always, in every place. So we have to be present, Taurus, in the moment, and to find the beauty in this moment, to find the quality in this moment, to find the connection in this moment, to feel the love, to get pleasure from this moment, to enjoy with all the things that is going on, to find the ability to enjoy now, to find enjoyment and pleasure now. When you're here with me and I'm here with you and I'm talking to this camera, I don't even see you, but you see me, so lucky you. You see, and I brought the red jasper because Taurus is earth, red, grounded baby, bring it down to Mother Earth. And because I was running around all day long, I was like, I need some grounding. I brought us the base chakra ball as well. We'll do something to so as you can see, we are getting better. There's a bit of music playing in the background. I've managed to connect the mixer, all the mics go into the mixer now, into the computer, connected to my iPad. I can play some music. I've got the live stream software. It's getting better and better. So I'm working on creating more quality service for you, for me, better working tools so I can create more beauty, more pleasures for my community, and also this is Taurus, is about finance and economy. So it's like, hey man, the world is fucked. The world is like dismantled. How are you going to make a living? How are you going to provide yourself and your family? How are you going to survive? That is Taurus, survival, physical, basic, fundamental survival. Your home, your income, the way you bring food home, the way you provide security and safety for yourself and for your beloveds. And so during these 4 weeks, we are going to go through the journey of our intentions of this new moon. And along the journey, we will go through the lessons that will teach us how to find that intention, reminding you that it's an intention of a year. So it might be that only, in 12 months we will fully come to a solid place of this intention we had in the last 4 weeks. In the last, we can say, 3 months since the beginning of the year. January, February, March were the most important months in order to set our intention, set our direction, act accordingly, because it was the first 3 months of this year. We had a lot of powerful events there. We had Saturn, Pluto, Capricorn, the Sun, all of them Saturn, Pluto, Jupiter. We had the Sun, we had Mercury there. We started the year with Sun, Mercury, Saturn, Pluto, and Jupiter all together in Capricorn within a gap of few degrees. That is nuts, that is humongous, because it kind of told us everything came to meet Pluto. Saturn came to meet Pluto, have passed. Jupiter came to meet Pluto 2.5 weeks ago, have passed. Mercury passed through Pluto, the Sun passed through Pluto, and that's how we started the year. So it can tell us a lot about the year, that it's going to be very karmic, very serious, very structural. We need a lot of responsibility and due diligence because of Saturn. It's going to be a journey into the underworld because of Pluto. We're going to have to face fears, we're going to have to face shadows, we're going to have to go through the eye of the storm of the darkness in order to get into the light. That's Pluto. We will see abuse of power, we will see abuse of sex, we will see abuse of money. Pluto. It's intense emotions, it's intensity, it's around power. Pluto. That gives us the picture for the entire year. What was else there? Jupiter, magnifying. There is a storyline going on here. The Guru, Master Yoda, coming and saying, you not fear must not. You love must. Heart. Did I hear the door? And so that is about Jupiter. Then the Sun, the soul, the I am, going through all this journey, and Mercury. So it also gave us the understanding that Mercury was right there when it was happening in January. And it gave us the insight that throughout this year, it will be a mental battlefield. It's about the mind. It's about perception. It's about how do we see, how do we look at all this. Our perception, what do we do with our intellectual mind? What do we invest our attention in? Are we seeing too many conspiracy theories that makes us overthink and overprocess and we can't even see the big picture and the light within it all? Are we seeing too much TV on the news and we become hypnotized by the propaganda of the news? Am I listening to happy, uplifting, positive messages, live streams such as this one, or am I listening to doom and gloom podcasts? So it gives us that realization. That was January. February, March, came Aries season, initiating, and all this time, what happened January, February? The virus, this thing was cooking in the background. It started in October, kind of sneaked into November, December. In December, I was already starting talking about it. Mid of January, I did a post of already in mid-January. I said to people, buy your masks now, it's coming. And from February, I started to tell everyone about the chaga, about the vitamins, about what to do, how to keep your health. So it's kind of like, this is how we started the year. So when I speak about these things, I got a few good feedbacks, which I love. Thank you so much. And because we can only get better. And I'm not perfect, and I'm never going to be perfect, because I'm me. I'm a human as well. I have my own defaults. I have my own processes. I have my own consciousness. Sometimes I'm great and amazing. Sometimes I am, doing some mistakes. So I'm never going to be perfect. Hello, Ima. Shalom. So it's this thing is like, I am I am doing my best to deliver is the messages with as much positivity as I can. But you must understand, the astrology itself has a lot of challenging negativity in it. Reality has a lot of challenging negativity in it. So we can only talk in a positive way about the negativity. But if we will deny the negativity and the negative aspects, I'm not going to give you the clear picture. I'm not going to give you the right understanding. So if we are talking about the negative aspects or the challenging aspects, take it as a useful tool for awareness that if it happens to you, you recognize it, you know what it is because we spoke about it, and then you don't fall into the trap of it. You know how to work with it better. Okay? So it's not about saying, oh my God, Ami said that, now that's going to happen. No, no, no. I'm not going to be always right. Right? No one is always right. Sometimes we have to be wrong in order to know how to be right. So, thank God, so far so good. But I'm just saying. So always, look at the things I'm saying as I'm just sharing with you the story. This is what creation is telling us right now. So that's how the year started. Aries came in. This, let's call it poo again. That was a good one. The poo suddenly exploded into the world. The poo stopped the global economy, smashed the supply chain, to the point that now, today I've read articles that even drug cartels are struggling because they can't get the chemicals that they need from China in order to produce heroin, and it's a certain chemical that is used also for nail removal. So just for you to know that there is a shortage of that chemical for hair removal and stuff. But they use it to produce heroin. It comes to that place. Think about all the drugs. They can't be delivered. They can't be shipped. The cocaine from Colombia and yeah. So that's one aspect. The other aspect is yesterday live stream. Or 2 days ago, I've sent you a post on the Patreon, and the post was saying a big thing is about to happen in the markets, in economy, because we're having the sun entered Taurus on Monday, and as soon as she entered Taurus on Tuesday, yesterday, she squared Saturn in Aquarius, squared the Sun in Taurus on 1 degree and 38 minutes. This is still present now in this new moon. Just a second. So this is a serious thing because Saturn is serious. Saturn is about the law and order, restrictions, control, authorities, government, system, boundaries. Saturn is a tough ruler. It's like, this is what it is, go, kind of a thing. And so Saturn says to kind of grow up. It's time for you to grow up. It's time for you to mature, take more responsibility, do your own due diligence, be more responsible. And so the fact that the Sun in Aquarius is squaring the Sun in Taurus, the self wants to find pleasure. The self wants to feel the abundance, to create wealth, or to survive, or to make an income, or to walk and to enjoy the pleasures of life. But what does he face? He faces Saturn. Restrictions, limitations, control, government, the system, the health system. There's like the entire system is jammed. So millions of people, billions of people cannot find what they used to find. So it is challenging, it is hard. Now to top that up, now the thing that Saturn Aquarius is now initiating the new world, controlling the new world, is kind of like, okay, I am the structure master, I am the karma master, and because I now travel through Capricorn and I make sure that everything that is not in integrity, everything that is not in for the highest good of the people, of humanity, anything that was corrupted and abused with power, with greed, with money, with sex, it will go down. It will end. That's how tough Saturn is. And now Saturn moves to Aquarius, is like, alright, so now that we've kind of initiated that destruction, what are we going to create? Now, Saturn has 3 years into Aquarius, because now he's traveling, 1, 2, but then soon enough, in May, he's retrograding back to Capricorn. So he's like, what am I going to do? Okay, let me sit and meditate. Let me download the blueprint, the architect. Oh, okay, boardroom, advisor. Okay, I see. Let me sit with that. Okay, because we are going to do that, I'm going to have to go back and make sure that I destroy it so we could actually do that. So give me one moment, I'll get back to you. But let me go back to Capricorn and make sure that those bastards are out. That kind of a thing. Okay? So, he wants to create, he wants to go. Mars is also in Aquarius. Come on, man, let me do the new world. Let me act upon the new world. I just met you all in Capricorn. Then I met you, Saturn, on the first degree of Aquarius. And you've told me that you want me to start creating this world, but you're all holding me back. All you heavy guys, come on. It's like, if you want me to create the world, let me go. But all this Pluto, Jupiter, Saturn in the background is holding Mars. He can't fully go. So there's frustration, there is annoyance, there's irritation, there is upset, might be anger. Because you want to move forward, but you can't. You are restricted. And on top of that, then the Sun and the Moon will meet tomorrow at 12:25 on the 3rd degree of, let me just tell you, on the 3rd degree of Taurus. And I'm just looking at, okay, they will meet on the 3rd degree of Taurus in 24 minutes. Uranus is on the 6th degree and 24 minutes. So there's only like 3 degrees between the Sun and the Moon and Uranus, which means they are already conjuncting. Now, Uranus in Taurus, we spoke about it a lot, it's already uncomfortable because it is, Taurus doesn't like change. Taurus likes his routine. He's gaining his safety, security, stability by knowing what he's doing today, how he makes his money, what his timetable is, his diet, his doctor, his health. Suddenly, all of that is being disturbed by Uranus. Sudden, unexpected shock to the system, revolution, innovation, technology, science, the future, the world, humanity. And so suddenly it goes like, forget about the way you used to live your life. Forget about the structure of your life. Forget about safety, security, stability, the way you used to look at that. Forget about what you used to value, because maybe you used to value going on Tinder and meeting strangers for some fun. But suddenly now, when you were alone, you realize that you were a bit too superficial and too judgmental, and you didn't really allow anyone in by remaining on this up on the surface kind of level of intimacy, of connection. Let's just meet, have some fun, connect a bit, and then you go and I go, and that's cool, no strings attached, because I don't really feel like it, I'm free. Suddenly now, I'm free, but I'm lonely. So suddenly it makes you revalue. Oh wow, I just realized how important it is for me to have a relationship. Now it's like a big wake-up call, the coin drop, right? Because at the same time that the Sun squared Saturn yesterday, Mercury was together with the Moon when Chiron was together with Black Moon Lilith. I spoke about it yesterday. Chiron, the wounded healer, the wound, the pain. Look at me, I'm screwed. You know, I had those waves as well when I said to myself, can't believe it, man. I'm actually a part. My business is a business that is basically probably one of those sectors in business world that is injured the most. Because my work is with people. My work is about physical presence with people, healing, meditations, group activities, entertainment, well-being. Screwed. Now, the big corporates, they're already getting the assistance from the government, but we are just starting now the process of applying the forms. Then they will need to approve of it. When are we going to get some money from the government? Might be mid-May and May. It's like, okay, that's another month. I need to make sure that I'm taken care of now, right? So there's all these kind of changes. Me being a Taurus, and Uranus, basically my sun is on the 5th degree of Taurus. So on Sunday, when the sun will come to the 5th degree, it's my birthday. Yay! 2 weeks ago was my Hebrew birthday. A week ago, now is my astrological birthday. And so it's kind of like I feel it very strongly because my sun is on the 5th degree. The fact that Uranus is on the 6th degree of Taurus, he's been on my degree over the last few months. And so for me it's even stronger. I can tell you how I felt today. Here I am working with technology to reinvent myself, to innovate, to innovate my mind, my intellect. Suddenly I need to learn about live streaming software, how to connect, how to do this and that. I'm kind of a hands-on person. Let me play the instrument, let me heal the person, let me be with the person. For me to sit with technology only, I can do it, I can adjust, I have no problem with it. I'm a quick learner. But today, being here since 12, at some point at 4 o'clock, I felt cooked. I was like, I have to drop it all and walk outside to Mother Nature and just be in Mother Nature. And I walked in the park and I took some breath and I did some stretches and I was like, but this is this day. Because Uranus, no matter what we tried, the stream glitched. I couldn't go on. This didn't work. That didn't work. Then mine worked, but then Karl didn't work. And he's there sitting in his house with his beautiful woman Laura, and all his set is ready, and he's so eager to play a beautiful set that he prepared specially for us. And he's an amazing DJ. And so there was keep on kind of challenges, sudden, unexpected shocks, situations that force you to reinvent yourself on top of reinventing yourself. Focus on solution. Keep on providing solution. What can you do, what you can't do. So this is this Uranus effect on this new moon. Sudden, unexpected, shocking, revolutionary changes. The desire to break free is Uranus. I want to break free. I need to break free from this routine of the Taurus. I need to break free from the structure of the Taurus. I need to break free from my own habits of the Taurus, of the stubbornness, of the things that I'm attached to, the things that I value that I don't need to value, and the things that I don't value that I need to value. So this is kind of like bzz, 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 nervous system, Uranus. And this energy of the bzz, bzz is happening while we are still square in Saturn. Restrictions, I can't do what I want. So today I had this reflection, like far out, it's been 4 weeks. Yesterday I had a very emotional moment. I sat outside, cup of tea, and suddenly I got a beautiful message from Janaline on Instagram. And Janaline is this beautiful smiling woman that comes to our sacred space, part of our community. And just thinking about her name brought such a smile into my face, and I realized how much I've missed her, being with her in the same space. And then from there, suddenly it went into flashes of images of people, of faces, of essences, of vibrations of people that I saw every week or every 2 weeks or every 3 weeks. And suddenly I felt pain. I felt sadness. I had even a tear dropping. I was like, I miss it. I really miss it. And so I said, what can I do with this feeling, with this emotion? So I went and I created a beautiful post. A way for me to create that connection, a way for me to send love and to find the beauty in it. And so a message of I love you and I've missed you. And so it can also touch the other people and they could feel the quality and the pleasure in that moment. And so this energy is like shit is hitting the fence and more shit is coming our way. And there will be shit ball flying everywhere. And we are running in an open field trying to avoid being hit by shit balls. Some of them will hit us unexpectedly, suddenly. We didn't expect it and suddenly this happened. What happened on Monday and yesterday? We said last time Sun squared Saturn in this Taurus Aquarius situation was on the 27th of April 1991. On that day the Dow Jones skyrocketed 3,000 points. What happened now? The oil market has crashed to minus $42 a barrel. Why does it minus? How can it be minus? Because this trade war have started between all these empires of oil, Russia, Saudi Arabia, America. They all started to fight. And then Russia said, you know what, stuff you, we are going to produce oil cheaper and more. Saudi Arabia went and said, you know what, screw you, we're gonna produce more oil and cheaper too. America did the same. Suddenly the virus kicked in. No flights, no traveling, no use of petrol, no use of oil. The entire supply chain is broken. So all these countries are producing much more oil, and there's no buyers because there's no use. So they're stockpiling their storages, massive places that they stock all their oil. But now they've come to a point that they are run out of space. So now they have to pay people, other places, to buy the oil from them to store it for them. So if you have a massive land in America right now, hectares upon hectares, and you're a smart cookie, you could say, you know what, yeah, I'll buy from you. I can store around 10,000 barrels here. So yeah, give us 10,000 barrels for $40. Yeah, for sure. You are paying me $40 to store a barrel. Then the oil will go up, and whoever bought it will make money. And so what did Trump came up today and said? That they are going to increase the purchasing power of oil in a billions because they buy in the bottom. They crush the market and then they buy the bottom. So major buffering. Is it good now? Can you hear me? Is someone here with me? Hello? Are you here? Oh, okay. Steven, I realized I called you Stefan last time, which is true, but Steven. Good to see you, brother hermano. This shirt, I got it from Thailand. When I was in Thailand, I got one with the owl, one with the doves, one with the lions. Yeah, Thailand, man. You know, I'm a tough warrior. I'm a strong warrior. I've been through a lot of shit in my life. But I could really see how it could be very easy for me to do the negative situation of this equation. Saturn Sun, restrictions, control, no power, no control over this. Uranus in Taurus on my degree, with the Sun, with the Moon, feeling all this irritation. Chiron with Black Moon Lilith, that's why I stopped. Chiron, the wound, the pain, the insecurity, the self-doubt, the deepest pain that we play with all our life. Black Moon Lilith, the goddess of discord, she's coming to sabotage, you know. I said last night, she's the woman that will come between a married couple. She's that rebel woman. She doesn't care, she doesn't give shit about anything. She doesn't have problem with respect, integrity. This is not her field. She's coming to just screw that, man. So Lilith coming with Chiron is kind of like, boom, feel that. Boom, you have no power. Boom, you see in what shitty place you are. Boom, it always happens to you. Boom, she's like, ooh. And Chiron's like, yeah, they can still walk. They're living alright. I'm kind of here doing everything I can. And I'm doing good. No complaints. But it's like, wow, okay. So, so that's kind of what's happening on this new moon. So realize that with our intentions, we need. This is the storyline of all these planets. It is time for each one of us to make serious decisions about our future. It is time for all of us to be very, very responsible, to do our own due diligence, to be good students, to grow up, to stop whining and complaining, to stop getting upset, annoyed, victim, to stop feeling miserable for ourselves and like a spoiled little kid. No, hello, this is survival. This is Mother Earth. This is Pachamama. All this technology, all this modern lifestyle, yeah, it's a good bonus. But at the end of the day, we are human beings on planet Earth, and times are changing. So you need to make sure you understand how these times are changing, what are you doing, what are you going to do, how are you going to make a living, do you need to change a career, do you need to change a job. I've heard stories in places that people that were working in for good income, I've heard through my family stories from Israel, people with occupation, making good income, just working in the supermarket, being interviewed saying, I don't have a problem with my ego. I need to provide my family, and if I need to work in a supermarket, I'll work in a supermarket. So it's kind of like we need to understand that we are going through a very intense process. With a smile, it's still positive. It's necessary. Chaos is a necessary part of evolution. It's kind of like, let's get going. Let's just realize that it is what it is. Life are very challenging right now. Life is very challenging right now. And all this year is going to be challenging. All this year we're going to have to deal with improvising, coming up with solutions, reinventing ourselves. And there will come problems, and there will come situations that will put us in places of restrictions, or being stuck, or feeling bad for a day or two, and it's okay, but we have to come up with solutions. We have to reinvent ourselves. We have to be on the ball. We have to be responsible. We have to just pull our sleeves up, put our pants up, and get to work. You need to be responsible. What is that coming to? To survival. If, because of something, the trucks don't deliver food to this city, within 3 days there's no food. You need to make sure that you have a pot plant. Even if you live in an apartment, a pot plant. Lettuce, tomato, you can do sprouts. You can get yourself a sprouting box and just use sprouts full of energy. You need to think this, not pleasant things to think about, but this is survival. This is like how are we going to survive. Some of us got it better than others. Some of us still working, still making income, still doing good. But even if you make an income doing good, what if suddenly there's no supply of food? You need to think about all these things. So do you have a stock of food? Taurus is the hoarder, yeah? What do you hoarder? You need to stock up. Stock up on your money, stock up on your silver, stock up on your gold, stock up on your Bitcoin, stock up on your food, stock up on your water, stock up on your seeds, vegetable seeds, fruit seeds. I went and bought a small lemon tree. Yes, it will take time until it will give us lemons, but it's there now growing. I've planted mint, I've planted lettuces. Now new moon is the best time to plant. The right vegetable for the seasons are lettuces, carrots, relishes, spinach, what else? I'm sure there's heaps of people can say to us more things on the Telegram, but plant them now, so you will have fruits of your labor in the future, just like your intentions. Now it's not from a place of like, oh my god, no, it's simple, very simple, just like our fathers, grandparents, great-grandparents, our ancestors, to make sure we can survive. Now we need to be careful of irritation, of unexpected emotions, feelings, upset, arguments. Just just be aware, because those are the teasers, right? So I'm not saying it for you to have them. I'm saying it for you to be aware that if it happens, pull back, calm down, be the bigger person, and channel it properly. At the same time all this is happening, it's 9 o'clock. At the same time that all this is happening, we also have Venus trining Mars. Now this is a cool story. The last time that Venus was in this place, in Gemini, in shadow, about to retrograde on the 15th of May, I think. The last time was 2012. What happened to you around April, May, June of 2012 in regards to your Venus? Love, money, relationships, home, family, beauty. Venus is Taurus. Venus is ruling Taurus. So this will give you a hint, a certain link to connect things that are happening now to what happened in 2012. In 2012, I moved to this house, and at the end of 2012, after this Venus retrograde, there were the big changes that we moved out of the house we used to walk from into this house, and we moved to Healing the Light Sacred Space. That was I've started there in October of 2012. I went in for 3 months of renovation, even September. So that's for me, for example. And here I am. And it's like the space is kind of like closed. So there's a lot of reassessment happening in my life, that's for sure. But for you too. So the fact that Venus is usually faster than Mars, right? And Mars is ahead. Mars is in Aquarius, and Venus is in Taurus. Venus is in Gemini, and she's coming like Mars is on the 16th degree, Venus is on the 15th degree. She's a degree behind in that square, in that trine, sorry. And she's been chasing him for a while now, for the last week. A degree, 2 degree apart, kind of like that. But she's kind of getting closer and closer and closer, and then she will go retrograde back. And so pay attention what's happening now, because this is the shadow period. Whatever is unfolding now since last week basically is giving us a hint to the process of the next 2.5 months, where Venus is going to retrograde back. I believe 2.5 months, going to retrograde back to go through the same process, and then the final resolution of that. So take notes for yourself in that department. It's interesting that Venus is in shadow in Gemini, while the new moon is in Taurus, because Taurus ruled by Venus, and Venus is in Gemini. Gemini is ruled by Mercury, and Mercury is in Aries right now. And the fact that Venus is in Gemini and it's ruled by Mercury, and we had all this kind of Sun Saturn related to the trade stocks market. So Mercury is ruling the stock market, commerce, trade, the thought process. That's Gemini, right? So Venus is shadowing in Gemini, and we have oil crash. We all reevaluating our finances, our love, our relationships, the beauty, the pleasures, all these things we spoke about. And this is a process that is going to unfold further and further. Now, as this journey continues from tomorrow new moon, the moon a few hours later, so 12:25 is the new moon, and the moon will be together with Uranus on at around 6:30 p.m. So 6 hours after the new moon, there will be this kind of like, okay, new intention, new ball, Taurus season begin. And 6 hours after the moon, the feminine, the emotion comes together with Uranus. So we might feel maybe irritated, maybe we might feel inspired, because Uranus is also the higher mind. It's a futuristic sign, a planet, so it might come as a flash of like, that's where I'm going, that's what I'm going to do, oh my God, and now I got what I need to change in this relationship. Now, oh my God, I realize I need to reinvent. I know now what to do. I have this insight. Okay, great, I have a plan. I'm gonna do that business, and I'm going to do it like that. Okay, I'm gonna change my occupation. Okay, I'm gonna change, you know what, tomorrow morning I'm gonna change my routine, and when I wake up in the morning of just dressing up casually, I'll dress up as if I'm going to walk, and I'll be looking really nice and beautiful, and I will beautify myself, and I feel very efficient, I'll feel good about myself. You see? Tomorrow I'm gonna make myself an amazing lunch, because today I didn't have a good lunch. So tomorrow I'm gonna cut some earthy vegetables, some rice. Ooh, delicious. I'm gonna make myself a delicious, nurturing lunch. It could be all these positive intentions of like, wow, I realize how lonely I am. I realize I want relationship. So yeah, you know what? My intention is to find a new relationship, even in this situation. Starting with myself. I want to enjoy. This month I want to make sure that I enjoy myself more. This month it was like we were numb in a way, because it just kind of like anesthetic, kind of like just second. There was just a car accident and I lost consciousness. It was too much for me to comprehend, so let me go under. And now it's kind of a wake-up call. The coin is dropping. Hello people, new moon in Taurus, it's happening, let's get going. So it's like, oh, okay. So, alright, walk, let's make a veggie garden. I've heard a good equation that says you need to invest 2 hours a day in growing your food. That will promise you the good result. 2 hours a day of planting, of trimming, of mulching, of watering, of planting, whatever you need to do with it, okay? Of learning about it, what do you need to get for the future. I've got myself a stockpile, a bit of blood and bone, of all these kind of minerals for the earth, the food for the earth, the food for the soil, because I don't have my own mulch, unfortunately, my own compost yet. But maybe now I need to work on compost. So you see, you can keep on going. So yeah, this is how you can use this new moon for good. It's like saying, okay, how am I going? I've realized that this month I was doing pretty good, but I still allowed the negativity to affect me. So this month I'm actually gonna limit the amount of things I'm going to read. I'm gonna limit the amount of things I'm going to listen to or to watch, because I just need to kind of be more present, just like be here. I can't change what happens in England or in America or in Canberra. I can't change what the government will do. They themselves don't know what to do at the moment. They're just pretending to know what they do. But, you know. And so, okay, I'm not gonna wait for the stock market to crash. I know it's coming. I'm gonna already prepare for it. So what do I need to do? Okay, let me see. If I don't have silver, where can I buy silver now? Oh, there's no silver coins. There's no silver bars. What can I do? Aha, I can buy silver jewelry. Pure sterling silver, 99.95 silver. It's as good. You don't need the fancy diamonds or whatever. You need the silver. So you can buy yourself silver jewelry. That's a good option. All kind of things like that. How much money am I going to invest in Bitcoin if I'm going to invest in Bitcoin? Do I find value in Bitcoin? Do I see the opportunity? Because Ami said at the beginning, this is unprecedented times. And the greatest redistribution of wealth in human history is about to take place. Why? Because every time in the past that there was a redistribution of wealth, it was a localized imperialistic place. It happened first with the Spanish currency. Then after a while, the Spanish currency collapsed and the Portuguese currency rose. That collapsed. The Netherlands coin rose. Then that collapsed, and then the pound, the English coin, rose, and then that collapsed, and the US dollar rose. But now the US dollar is connecting the entire globe into one economy, because everything is trading based on American dollar. So as the American dollar or the stock market or whatever is going to happen will happen, the entire global economy is going to be affected, which means that trillions of dollars are going to be redistributed. How? What happened now with the oil means that massive corporations are bust. They have put a lot of money on futures contracts of oil. They said, we believe oil is going to go to that price. We're going to put $1 million in a 10x or 50x or 100x. If they win 100x. If they lose 100x. So if they put $1 million and they lost $100 million, now who is trading oils? Big banks. So now banks are going to start going bankrupt. Those banks that were invested in the oil markets, in the derivative, in all these things. Where is that money going to go? It's going to go to the people that liquidated them, that made that crash. And who is going to gain out of all of this? The smart ones who've done their due diligence, they've done the responsible thing. Now that oil is crashed, there is a high potential that uranium, which is in the bottom too, will also jump, because they're talking about nuclear energy. Let us hope we move to solar and not nuclear, even though they can do it in a healthy way. But nuclear energy, uranium energy, uranium, Uranus. So you can, I don't know how to trade those things, so I can't advise you to do that, but it's definitely something you can look at. Although I will stay away from the stock market by all means, but I do believe that the Uranian energy, uranium, who is at the bottom, also crashed, also might have a good spike. Just a second. Silver and gold definitely, and Bitcoin I'm a big believer. I'm just a big believer. And you need to understand that if you do join Bitcoin, this is not a quick fix game. I'm in it for 2.5 years and I've seen only losses. But I haven't lost a thing because I didn't sell a thing. I bought it and it's there. 2.5 years, no profit. No worries, mate. It's there. This is my safety net. That's there for another few years, maybe 2, maybe 4, maybe 6, maybe 8. Maybe by that time, there will be nothing, no dollar to sell it to, because there will be no dollar. And Bitcoin will fulfill its vision of becoming global world reserve of currency, of global currency. That's what I believe, but I don't know either. But that seems to me very logical, because Bitcoin is a decentralized, which is revolutionary. The patriarchal age that is falling apart right now is all about control and power. One center of power holds the wealth. 1%, 2% of the world population holds most of the wealth. Bitcoin comes and say, decentralized. No one is controlling, no one is ruling, everyone is ruling together. Everyone controls together, everyone maintaining the platform together, everyone can see exactly what is happening. No one can cheat or lie, because everything can be found, because it's on the blockchain. It's a DNA of information. So it's a trustless system. You don't need to trust someone when you deal with Bitcoin. The trust is between me and you. I'll give you my Bitcoin address, you'll have it. When you want to reward me after the dollar goes bye-bye, you most likely will pay me with cryptocurrency. Digibyte or Litecoin or Ethereum or Bitcoin. That's how you could use that. Then, hey Ami, what's your wallet? This is my wallet address. Oh, send you some Bitcoin. Thank you. Awesome. You know? And you can basically transfer money from anywhere in the world to anyone in the world with no hiccups, with no too much documents, all this crap. Within 2 minutes, I will send money to my brother in Israel. It will be in his hands within 1-2 minutes. They've sent on Bitcoin network enormous amounts of money, $116 million for a fee of 69 cents. So it's Uranus in Taurus. Innovative, revolutionary, high-tech, technology, the new world, the future, the people, the young generation. This is all the keywords of Uranus. In Taurus, in finance and economy. That's how I got to Bitcoin from the first place. When I saw Uranus in Taurus and I connected all the dots, it just flashed in my mind's eye. Bitcoin, it's that. That's what it is. So that's my bet. But of course, I don't put my eggs in one basket, as I say to everyone. You have a bit of that, a bit of silver, a bit of food, a bit of water, a bit of money, and in that case, you got this. Now, If you don't have a lot, welcome to the club. I don't have much. I just, every time I saved a bit, I bought a bit of Bitcoin. $50, $50, $50, $20. Digibyte is 1 cent. Oh, okay. Give me, 500 Digibyte for $5. Why not? Right? So don't look at it as like I don't have 10,000, I don't have 20,000, I don't have 5,000. Taurus, new moon in Taurus. How can you create wealth from what you have? How can you provide yourself with what you have? How can you secure yourself with what you have? How can you provide yourself with what you have? How can you find beauty with what you have? How can you find pleasures with what you have? See, very simple. And so this is a bit of that. Now, all this is happening, and I'll finish with this one. All this is happening while the moon nodes are on the 0 degree of Cancer Capricorn. So the moon nodes moving backwards. Instead of from 0 to 29, the moon nodes going 29 to 0. So when they come to the 0, it's the end of the 18 months process. The node's location is the axis of the eclipses. So all the eclipses we've been through over the last 18 months, this is now in finalization. As the Sun squares Saturn, as the new moon in Taurus with Uranus, as over the next few days, 6 hours later, the moon will come with Uranus. And a couple of days later, 2 days later, the Sun will come with Uranus. It's gonna be and the Venus with Mars, and then Mercury will travel on top of them too. Oh, there's a lot. So this is kind of like the moon nodes coming in the backdrop, and they're giving us the kind of the tone, the general tone. North node in Cancer, the future of the collective, of emotional security, connection, nurturing, love in Cancer. The South node in Capricorn, it's the collective past. Capricorn, the structure, the system, the karma, the law, the order, the boundaries. This is falling apart, as you can see, in front of your eyes. The reality is a validation for astrology. In front of your eyes, the past form of obtaining practical security through money, through law, through order, through the government, through the bank, through the stock market, through real estate. By the way, real estate is Taurus as well. Manhattan is dropping like crazy. There's like 22 million unemployed in America in 1 month. It's crazy, and it will come here too. So, you need to reassess, you need to think, because what will happen most likely is that slowly the market is already slowing down. Then suddenly you'll start seeing more for sale. And then when more for sale will come, and then we're starting to go down, and then starts panic selling. And when a panic selling happens, there is a lot of supply and no demands. There's no buyers, but there's a lot of sellers, and everyone eager to sell because they are struggling. They can't pay their mortgages. In America, people stopped paying their mortgages. In Europe, in some country, they froze the mortgages. In Italy. Maybe here too, if they want to save the real estate for a while, they might say, okay, we'll freeze it, but I doubt it. It's possible. So then you have a lot of sellers and no buyers, so the prices go down. And that's how I said, real estate has the potential to correct itself. A healthy correction is anywhere between 30% to 90%. It can be 30, it can be 60%. Take $1 million property down to 700,000 or 300,000 or 400,000. It's a lot, right? So that will be the time where the opportunity people who sit aside with money or with silver or with Bitcoin, they will jump on the opportunity and buy real estate in a few years. So if you are in that situation, then new moon in Taurus, you need to reassess. You need to take serious decisions with Saturn. You need to grow up and take serious decisions. What is the smartest, wisest thing to do for your future, for your safety, for your security, for your health, mental health, emotional health, physical health? So, what is good for your family? You know. Just a second. I need to blow my nose. I'll take the volume down. Okay, you're back with me. So, can you hear me? Yeah. So, as this south node of the moon in Capricorn is ending that for us, on the 5th of May, the nodes are shifting to Gemini Sagittarius, which is a whole story. We'll do a stream about that. But the North Node, as this falls apart, we are being forced to find the North Node of the Moon in Cancer on the 0 degree. We are being forced to assimilate and to find new form of emotional security, because we're realizing that our security, our true security, is not in how much money we have. It's not in our job, it's not in our title, it's not in the system, it's not in the government. Our true security is within us, in our connection to love, in our connection to light, in our connection to spirit, in our connection through Taurus to Mother Earth, in our connection to our beloveds. This is where our emotional security is, because the bottom line and the highest truth is, even if everything will be taken away and lost, the Holy Spirit, the Great Spirit, is still within us, and we are alive, and this life is precious. This life is beautiful. This life is valuable. And we need to remember that it's not about that. And if that will go and we will lose something we used to value, we need to trust the divine plan and find safety and security within the divine plan, within the divine love, that something new will emerge that will have far greater value. And that's what I want to, more volume. Okay, can you hear me now? Okay, cool. Got it. Sorry, it took me a while. So I hope you got what I said. I said the bottom line is that we need to come back to the basic truth, that life is precious, life is valuable, life is beautiful, and de nada, hermano. You know, for Stephen, he's got a beautiful wife next to him. He's got a beautiful new daughter. He sits there as the father, as the husband, and he's working in real estate. And he hears me talking about this thing about the housing market, and I'm sure that he's going like Dio mio to himself because he's a provider and he's a warrior. But Stephen, you're a powerful brother and you're a powerful warrior, and there is powerful light in your eyes and powerful love in your heart, and you're very, very lucky and abundant, and you're safe and secure because you got this love around you, your wife and your daughter. So I'm using Stephen to show you how we can dialogue that with us. How can we understand that with us? It's like, I've got my wife, I've got my daughter, my son. Even if you don't have a wife or a husband or a daughter or a son, look what you do have. You have yourself. First and foremost, you have yourself. And sometimes, you know, I said it in meditation a few times, it came in a song. And it was like, thank you for loving me, even when I don't love myself. And it was being spoken to spirit, to the higher self, to the inner child. Of thank you for loving me, even though sometimes I don't love myself. You always love me, and thank you. And it's like it's a language between us and ourselves. That in our ego, in our mind, sometimes we don't love ourselves. We feel wounded or insecure, no value. But then inside of us there's this precious seed of love that is always there to love us. And no matter how many times we will go away from it, far, forget about it. As soon as we come back, it always embraces us with love. with connection. And so that's what we need to focus on. Find it in a simple ways. And may the force be with us, hey? So that's about the astrology of this new moon. Hopefully I help you assimilate some intentions, some understanding. Tomorrow I'm going to record the new moon meditation and quick mix and post it to you. I believe by the evening you will have it and you will be able to journey with me. If there is any questions that relates to here and now, to what we do now, yes, good, Stephen. Now is the time. And now I think we should shift to the next part. Let's move to the next part. And for the next part, I'm gonna play to you a bit of my brother. He has a sound system. And let's start. Let's change the tone.
Murder she wrote, murder she wrote, na na na, murder she